It's that time of the year, Christmas time, where I'm about to go see a lot of my friends, a lot of my family, and I really already have. But the question that I anticipate getting and a question that I just have to deal with is, well, what's next? And as a music performance major who's now about to get his second degree in music, I think there's a lot of doubt in that area. Music ed is a little bit more, oh, you're gonna go be a teacher, but music performance, music business, stuff like that, I think gets a bad rap. A lot of the times I think people are just kind of like, oh, okay, you're just gonna go play music and that's how you're gonna make your money. It's a scary thing to have to tell people, yeah, I'm out of school and I'm gonna go be on my own. I just don't want to hear that doubt from other people. But I understand the mindset that maybe other people just don't understand. So let me explain what I'm gonna do in the next year at least. So I have one more semester of my grad degree in music performance at the University of Tennessee, and I really enjoyed getting that degree, but I've learned a lot about myself as a student and what I value in my education. I'm not a writer in a lot of ways. I like sitting down and I like preparing things, but I've been doing these kind of videos for so long that I understand say what you're gonna say as entertaining preferably as possible and get done. But I don't think that's necessarily the case in a lot of academic writing, which is fine. It's just a different style that I'm adapting to, and I'm learning a lot about writing to that style, and I think I've definitely gotten better. I just want to be entertaining, even in my assignments. If I'm having to read 50 pages a night of something, I think anybody would prefer for that thing to be interesting. I'll finish up this next semester, and coming into this year, I was expecting to go get my DMA, doctoral in music arts, and then I would finally be Dr. Cooper, but that would be another 3 years of school. That's a long time to spend in school when I've already spent, after this next semester, 6 years in college and then grad school, and that is a lot of school. I find myself not excited to go back and get a DMA, and I was really stressed about this process. I was putting off all the paperwork, and so I had this great conversation with my teacher, Dr. Lappins, about, well, maybe you shouldn't get a DMA right away. And to me, it's something that I had thought of, but I was like, no, of course I've got to get a DMA. People are going to look down on me if they're going to think I'm a failure if I can't go and get a DMA right into my master's. I don't know why I felt that way, but it was definitely something in the back of my mind where it's like, oh man, I'm a failure if I can't do this. But I've made the decision to not go and get my DMA, and I'm really content with that decision because it's not something that I want to work towards, at least for the next year. I want to spend the next year building experience in teaching and in playing to then one day when I do get a DMA, it's like, oh yeah, he's done all this great stuff and now he's gonna get a DMA. This guy is gonna be a beast. This guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with as far as when he's educating, as far as he's reaching out to people and making music. Everybody that I talked to was supportive. Every now and then you get that person where it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna go make money and playing tuba? All right, buddy. So what do I do after I graduate? What can I do with a master's degree in music performance? And I've said this many times on many different videos that, I'm basically getting a degree. That's nothing. It's a nothing degree. It means something to those that understand what it is, but it's not like an engineering degree where it's like, if you're an engineer, you can go get a job. It's just not as straightforward with music performance. Growing up and still now, I've been obsessed with being my own business, being self-employed and finding my own way of making money. And that is what I'm going to attempt to do, and I'm really confident in my ability to make that happen. I remember in middle school reading books by businessmen, and that seems really strange to think about 12-year-old Ben, younger than that Ben, reading these books that he's still reading now. I just love daydreaming about that stuff. With all of this and 2 degrees in my pocket, I think I've come to the conclusion that, like, if it's ever gonna happen, let's get it started. I was talking to my dad about all the whole process of getting a DMA and stuff, and even if I did go get a DMA, I would be in the same point I am now where, oh, I need to go get this experience. I need to go be teaching lessons. I need to go be playing and everything. Do I like the teaching part of this? Do I like the performance? There's so much stuff that I'm just not sure about these days about what I want in my future. I have a lot of interests, and I need to kind of narrow down those interests, and I think this year is a perfect time for that. It's not a gap year. I think my teacher really drove that home. Don't think of it as a gap year. Think of it as a fortifying year, and that was huge to my thought process and my committing to do this. So what does that year look like? Right now it's planning on me moving probably most likely back in the North Alabama area. I'm from Decatur. There's not too many high schools, middle schools in the Decatur area, but the Madison-Huntsville area of Alabama is, I think, now officially the biggest city in Alabama. It's past Birmingham, past that area. And there's a lot of beginner trombone, beginner tuba, euphoniums, and then up into high school players because of the amount of high schools, middle schools that they have. Since I've been in this district growing up in high school and I know the region, I definitely have connections. So that's the plan. I'm gonna try to start working with those more if they want me for master classes, if they want me to teach them, one-on-one private lessons to their students. The idea is to move there and then roll with the punches. I want to get experience. So that gives me so much experience teaching, and that would be incredible. And then two, to also realize I want to do this at another level, maybe at the college level. And in order to do that, I will get a DMA, and that just affirms what I already think that I want, but you don't know until you give it a try. On top of that, I think it also gives me opportunity to work on this social media stuff that I know I'm good at. I've wrote several papers at this point. Literally every single semester of grad school so far, I have written a paper about social media and its effect on classical music, classical musicians. I want to be a resource to the community and then just online for tuba players, basically low brass players who are interested in becoming better at their instruments. But more importantly to me, when I'm teaching lessons or anything like that, is to make it fun. If you're learning, that's great, but if you're not having fun while doing it, what's the point? Because I know that if I can make my lessons fun and the students leave getting better and enjoy it and they start liking band more, that's just gonna help them and it's gonna help me. So when I'm asked in the next coming weeks, what are you doing? What's your plans after graduation? That is what I can tell them, and now I have told you, I've processed this. There's a lot more that I could say, but so much of it is up in the air that it's kind of just what's the point. If you watch this whole video, thank you so much and wish me luck.